You're reading countless articles about people who have applied to hundreds of jobs and haven't heard back from companies that are supposedly desperate for workers. So if there are so many job opportunities, why can't anyone secure a job? A new report shows that some employers are spending millions just to inform people that they're hiring across different locations or offering incentives to attract candidates because they're being forced to compete for talent. According to the Ministry of Labor and Employment, there are currently 22.5 million job openings in India and approximately 31 million unemployed people. So why not simply match the job openings with those who need employment? Well, it's not that straightforward. There are two reasons why companies are struggling to fill roles, even when many people are actively seeking jobs. And there are two equally important reasons why job seekers are finding it difficult to land jobs, even when companies are in dire need of workers. The first reason why people can't find jobs, even when companies have so many open positions, is because it's easier for a company to appear desperate than it is for a person to do so. According to the National Sample Survey Office, NSSO, the number of job openings is calculated using a survey of thousands of business establishments at the end of each month to assess if a job opening exists. According to the guidelines, a job opening only needs to meet two criteria to be counted. First, have not worked for pay or profit in the reference period. And second, are available for work and are actively seeking employment. There are companies that are constantly advertising job openings for positions that are hard to fill or subject to high turnover. Last year, a report from the Economic Times highlighted a significant challenge faced by major Indian IT companies, such as Infosys and Wipro, where attrition rates soared to unprecedented levels. Infosys, for example, reported an attrition rate of 28.4% in 2022, while Wipro's rate was 23.3%. This high turnover meant these companies had to hire aggressively to maintain their workforce, leading to an increase in hiring figures, even as the number of employees who left the company continued to rise. In some cases, these companies onboarded more employees than ever before. TCS, for instance, added a net of 103,546 employees in a single year, reaching a record workforce of 592,195 by the end of the fiscal year. However, despite these massive hiring efforts, a significant portion of new hires did not stay with the companies for more than a few months, leading to a situation where job openings remained advertised even after positions were filled. This practice is not limited to lower-skilled roles. It also extends to higher-skilled positions where companies continuously post job openings to attract top talent. A report by Inventiva revealed that in some cases, companies post numerous job openings to create a talent pool, even though only a fraction of these positions are actually intended to be filled. The practice of maintaining job openings to attract potential candidates is not illegal and is common across many top tech, finance, and consulting firms in India. However, it can lead to misleading perceptions about the availability of jobs, contributing to the discrepancy between the number of job openings and the actual number of positions filled. According to data from the Periodic Labor Force Survey, PLFS, conducted by the National Sample Survey Office, NSSO, there are millions of people in India who want a job but aren't counted as unemployed because they don't meet specific criteria like actively looking for work within the last 4 weeks. This means that while it may seem like the job market is booming, the numbers can be misleading. This is just one part of the problem. There's a much deeper issue at play when it comes to why, despite numerous job openings, people are struggling to find employment. Working from home has drastically changed careers in more ways than many realize. It allows individuals to seek lucrative opportunities nationwide, forcing companies to adapt. One common strategy is for companies to post the same job listing across multiple cities, making it appear as though there are more opportunities than actually exist. This can be beneficial for both employers and employees, but creates the illusion of an abundance of job opportunities for job seekers, when in reality, many of these positions are duplicates. Additionally, the job market is in a precarious state. People are hesitant to accept lower salaries after experiencing higher pay in recent years, while companies, pressured by investors, are now focused on cutting headcounts and prioritizing revenue-generating roles. This situation is exacerbated by the overhiring that occurred during the pandemic, leading to a situation where job seekers are often chasing ghost jobs, positions that seem available but aren't truly open. According to a report by First Post, the phenomenon of ghost jobs, job postings that companies have no intention of filling, has become increasingly common in India as well. Companies often do this for three primary reasons. The first is to build a comprehensive database of potential talent. In the digital age, possessing detailed information about a large pool of workers within an industry can be invaluable. If a hiring manager suddenly needs to fill a position, they can quickly access this database to contact the most promising applicants. Although some of these individuals may have found employment elsewhere, poaching them could still be more cost-effective than starting a new search from scratch when the need arises. Additionally, accumulating data on job applicants serves as a form of business intelligence that is almost free to collect. By continuously advertising for positions that don't exist, companies can gain insights into how many employees their competitors have, what salaries they offer, how frequently their staff turnover, and what skills are prevalent or lacking in the industry. For the price of a job posting on platforms like Naukri.com or LinkedIn, this strategy yields a wealth of information. A survey from NDTV highlighted that more than 60% of job postings have remained active for over 2 months, despite companies claiming they are actively trying to fill these roles quickly. This practice can also be a tactic for managers who want to appease their overworked employees with the promise that new hires are on the way, without the intention of actually bringing anyone on board. Moreover, maintaining ghost job postings can make a company appear to be growing and thriving, which is attractive to investors and clients, even when the business may not be expanding in reality. While this might be a sound strategy for companies, it leads to job seekers spending countless hours applying for and interviewing for roles that never existed in the first place. Now, while it might be hard to sympathize with them, companies in India have also become victims of this new career paradigm. One major reason that companies struggle to find the right workers, even though millions of Indians are actively seeking jobs, is that they have devalued the importance of hiring and retaining skilled employees. Businesses have adopted new technologies that simplify the training process for many roles. Positions that once required years of experience, like a pharmacist or bank manager, have been transformed by technology. For instance, a pharmacist in the past needed extensive knowledge of compounding formulas and medication management, while a bank manager had to make critical discretionary decisions about loan approvals. These roles were highly respected and well compensated, on par with doctors and lawyers. It was crucial for companies to retain employees who excelled in these jobs, often rewarding them with long-term career stability and substantial benefits. However, today, much of a pharmacist's role has been reduced to compliance tasks, with pre-made prescriptions guided by software. Similarly, bank managers now rely heavily on credit scores and computer algorithms for loan decisions, with minimal personal input. This shift has made these jobs easier but also more replaceable. As a result, companies have stopped valuing and rewarding long-term loyalty. In fact, in India, employees who frequently switch jobs, often every 2 years or so, tend to earn significantly more, sometimes up to 50% more, than their peers who remain loyal to a single company. Consequently, many professionals have learned to switch jobs regularly to maximize their earnings. However, this trend has made companies reluctant to invest in training new employees, knowing that they are unlikely to stay long enough to justify the investment. If companies in India are unwilling to invest in training, they need to hire candidates who are already equipped with the necessary skills. But such talent can be hard to find. Many employees today are taking it upon themselves to acquire new skills and qualifications to remain employable. They do this through avenues like Excel courses, coding boot camps, sales training, and now AI seminars. This is in addition to the increasing number of jobs that require advanced degrees, like an MBA, even for entry-level positions. If companies can maintain these high standards and still fill the roles they need, they benefit by not having to pay for staff training. If they can't find the right talent, they still win by justifying the outsourcing of jobs or hiring skilled workers on lower salary. In India, companies often use the argument of a skills gap to justify hiring workers at low wages, or making employees work for more than 9 hours. These employees are often more dependent on their jobs because of their finances. For example, if a worker loses their job, they may have limited time to find another job, or they risk having to not finding any job. This creates a situation where companies have an incentive to portray a scarcity of skilled workers, so they can hire employees who are less likely to leave the company due to their financial status. This system is problematic for Indian workers who face high job expectations and for freshers who are under immense pressure to maintain employment. But it works well for companies that seek loyal employees in a job market where many are constantly searching for better opportunities. It's important to remember that companies are often reluctant to admit they can't find enough staff unless there's a strategic advantage to doing so. Admitting to investors that growth or operations could be hampered by staffing issues might negatively impact a company's stock price. Therefore, CEOs tend to keep such information private unless it can benefit the company in some way. The second reason why companies struggle to hire, despite many Indians seeking jobs, is that more skilled professionals are choosing to work for themselves. In 2023 alone, India saw over 100,000 new startups registered, up significantly from previous years. This surge is fueled by platforms like Flipkart, Amazon, Swiggy, YouTube, and others, which offer opportunities for entrepreneurship. Although these ventures are risky, more people are willing to take the plunge rather than endure multiple interviews for roles that might not exist. This shift towards self-employment means companies often have fewer candidates to choose from, and some are compelled to hire workers under more restrictive employment schemes, like contract work, or opt for outsourcing. This trend is a double-edged sword. It's great for companies that don't want to maintain a loyal workforce, but it can be detrimental to both traditional job seekers and the gig economy.